City, we like to say we didn't invent barbecue, but we perfected it. We took a little bit from the South. I think we took a little bit from Texas, and I think we worked on it and changed it to be our personal taste. My preference is pork spare ribs, and I like to get whole spare ribs and cut them down myself to what's known as a St. Louis cut spare rib. That involves finding a great slab of ribs with some great marbling. First thing I do is flip it over so what is called bone side up. So I'll grab my Victorinox 10-inch Grant & Blade scimitar, insert that knife into that fourth bone, which is usually about the longest bone in the slab, and cut the next three bones toward the large end. And then once you've done that, it creates this line for you to follow to cut straight through that slab to create a very symmetrical, good-looking slab of St. Louis cut spare ribs. Once they're trimmed, work your finger under the membrane, grab a paper towel to easily peel it loose, flip them over, and maybe trim a little bit of cover fat off of the top side with a 6-inch curved boning knife, and you've got a great-looking slab of St. Louis cut spare ribs for home or for competition. In the beginning, what I loved about being a pit master was perfecting my craft, being the best at what I do. And there's some point when you realize how difficult that is to do in barbecue. And so now what I love about barbecue are the people. I love the energy and the folks that seek you out to have conversations with you and learn how they can cook better barbecue in the backyard based on your experience. And that's why I keep going. It's the people. I'm Rod Gray, barbecue pitmaster, and I choose Victorinox.
Buck Knives is a family business. We want to make sure everything we make, it's exactly what people want.
This is a family legacy. It really is a giving back, so to speak.
My grandfather started Buck Knives, and so it's definitely a family business. He was about 15, and then later on he got married, and he was pastoring a church in Mountain Home, Idaho. And when the Hawaii got bombed, there was a call that went out for the servicemen to get some knives and stuff. And so he thought, well, I could do that. So in the basement of that church, he made 2,000 knives out of old files. He got the handle material from the canopies of the warplanes that they had in the scrap out there, and they were at the airbase right next door. And so he used those for the handles, and that's how it got started.
The foundation of manufacturing is people and its processes and its attention to detail. We talked a little bit about a family company. Families care. That attention to detail is truly what happens when nobody's looking. And that attention to detail is what you'll notice when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you got to depend on a tool to get you out of there. So from heat treat to the people actually manufacturing, to assembly, to the fabrication of parts, all of those elements combined, we just pay attention. We just pay attention. So making sure that this company continues to function at the level of an American icon. It's more than just products. It's more than just messages. It is a heartfelt desire to inspire confidence in people so that if they're out on an adventure, if they're in the field, in everyday life, they've got a trusted companion that they can depend on. Everywhere we go, we hear stories from customers about how this knife saved their life, or how I went through the war or came back home, or whatever adventure they got through. This knife has become part of them. It's an extension of them. It's very personal. And so if you're going to build something that's going to connect with somebody so much, it better be darn good. That's the bottom line of what Buck Knives is all about.